Hey everyone, my name's Pupsker, and yeah, today we are going over Empyrean Railjack and how it has been so far the worst update we've pretty much ever seen out of Warframe for honestly so many reasons, and I just kind of want to go over that and let you know this video is 100% gonna be just bitching and moaning about Railjack just non-stop, and I 100% want to know if you guys agree with me on any points, disagree with me on any points, what you would like to see changed, what you would like to see added in, removed, everything. I want to get this out of the way now. I think Railjack is a month after release in a playable okay state. That is not a good thing. No update should ever be in a okay playable state an entire month after release. And honestly, the way Digital Extremes has handled this entire expansion just shows how fucking incompetent they are and how they just don't understand a goddamn thing. But we are going to go over that from start to finish. I've ordered my notes in a somewhat chronological order from release of Rising Tide to pretty much the updates today. I just kind of have a lot of things I want to complain about and talk about, and I want to know if you guys agree or disagree. So let's start with Rising Tide. Holy crap, Rising Tide came out before Railjack. It was the prereq in order to build your Railjack. That was a good idea, I'll give them that. Releasing that before Railjack was a good idea. Whoever decided that each part needed a 12-hour individual time lock with no way to do the quest, like you had to do the quest, build the ship, wait 12 hours to build the next part. You had to do that 6 times. So the Rising Tide quest would take a minimum of 3 days if you were waking up 12 hours, or if you woke up, you did the quest, 12 hours later you did the quest, and yeah, it was the dumbest fucking decision from Digital Extremes ever. Digital Extremes, you guys need to understand, a lot of people that will play the game aren't going to be doing Rising Tide the day of release. They're not going to be doing that shit right before Railjack comes out. A lot of people won't even have their Railjack built for ages. You know what Rising Tide does? It slaps them in the fucking face and tells them that to go fuck themselves. You give them so much time to just wait. Why? It makes sense. I understand. It makes sense from a logical perspective, but hey, guess what, idiots? We're in a game. Don't do that. This is not about me, because I have my Railjack built. I didn't personally actually care about the time gate, but let's be honest, it's a dumb idea whoever implemented that. Holy crap. Like the time gate on Warframes, yeah, that makes sense. The time gate on building, yeah, that makes sense, because there's so much to do other than that. You know what Warframe content you can do Railjack content you can do without a Railjack? You can play it, and that's cool. But that's not the fun of Railjack. The fun of Railjack is having the Railjack. That's the whole point, isn't it? The missions are not fun. The missions are just objectively not fun. So why the fuck did they put a 3-day minimum time gate on it? Like the resource farming for Railjack, yeah, that made sense. Put it like pretty high, that makes sense, I get that. But do not do such a atrociously bad time gate for such a big update. And they're wondering why the fucking players are leaving in droves. Like, what kind of decision was that? I was so mad for like all of the other players who wouldn't want to do this. Like the amount of players who came back for Railjack and then were like, oh, so I just can't. Okay, well, I'll go fuck myself. It's just insane. So yeah, that's complaining about that. Who ever decided that they needed to release this game at the goddamn Game Awards? You need to be slapped. And someone has to tell you that you need to learn to think for yourself. Because guess what? None of us give a shit about the Game Awards. You guys artificially inflated the Game Awards numbers by having the weapon, like the Vandal or the Galacticor, I can't remember, having that drop during the Game Awards. Good job, you artificially inflated the numbers even more. Good fucking job. I just usually shit on artificial artificial inflations of numbers via like drops and shit, but this is next level. Why would you release it at the Game Awards? Like, did they pay you guys to announce this at the Game Awards? Because nobody at the Game Awards gave a flying fuck about Empyrean. Like, you saw them announce it, and nobody gave a shit. Not a single person at the Game Awards fucking cared about Warframe. It's not a massive game. Like, it's a good, well-built community game with a good following, but it's not a massive game. What? Who decided this? How much money did you spend to actually announce it at the Game Awards? Or did they have to give you money to announce? No, that, like, I'm just so confused whoever decided this was a good idea. Like, they're actively trying to get new people in the game by showing them the worst update they have ever created, and it looks like they put so much money into showing off Railjack. It's like they didn't even realize what Railjack is and how fucking awful it was on release. Like, did anyone play it? Do they have playtesters? Oh, sorry, I forgot. That's our PC players like me. We're playtesters. My bad. I totally forgot about that. Like, I honestly, half the time, what is the corporate structure at Digital Extremes? Do you not have managers or bosses? Do you guys not have KPIs? Do you not have statistics? Like, do you just look at your Warframe numbers and be like, yes, we are doing everything right? The reason people are making videos like the one I'm making is because we're mad at how incompetent you guys are handling these insane updates. Like, they're supposed to be hype as hell. Yeah, but no, they just suck. Okay, so this is how I would describe it. Currently, Warframe Railjack is a golden turd. A gold-plated turd, I should say. Looks really great on the outside, pure gold, but once you get in there, it's just shit. So yeah, that's fun. And then, you did the one thing where you released it at a Game Awards, but oh my god, they went a step above that, and they sponsored so many streamers. Streamers who have played Warframe before, for the most part, I believe, but some, I would assume also, that haven't played Warframe. And they did the smart thing, I'll give them this, where they got guides for Railjack for those sponsored streamers. So you'd have people showing them around, you know, active Warframe players showing them the new content. I think that was the dumbest mistake of all. Like, that, along with the Game Awards, was probably DE's dumbest move. Like, you actively showed people who didn't play the game how buggy and how broken and how shit the game was. What kind of moron in marketing decided that was a good idea? Who is your marketing department, and why have you not fired him yet? Or maybe the marketing department and the development department, they just don't talk to each other. High chance that is exactly what's going on. Because I hope the development team would be like, dear God, do not waste so much money into marketing this update. Because Digital Extremes, okay, the December stats so far is they had a gain, right? So, Railjack released midway December. Kuvalich's released in November, right? Very early November, we saw a gain, and this is based on Steam charts, by the way. We saw a gain of about 33.9% players. That's pretty good. In December, we saw a gain of about 2% players. That's awful. In the last 30 days, we have seen a gain of about negative 8%. Holy shit. So you spent so much money on that marketing, and we lost people, like, so fast. Yeah, it's like the departments just don't talk to each other. I hope the developers did not release this update with a pat on their back. I really hope they don't. Most probably didn't, because most developers are just that. They're just developers. They don't have any say. They just can develop. They just have timelines that their bosses push forward. That's, you know, generally how corporations work. And maybe DE is just so bad at everything that their corporate structure isn't a typical, like, oh, you have a boss, he has a, like, you have your manager of managers, and then you have your managers of teams, and then you have, like, your team leads, things like that. That's a somewhat normal structure, right? You have, it's a top to bottom, low on the top, higher on the bottom. That's normal, and it makes the most sense. You do not want a chart where everyone is somewhat equal, because guess what? People aren't equal, and people are above each other, because sometimes people are better at making good decisions than others. That's a statistical fact. Not everyone's equal mentally, physically, in any way. We're all different, man. Some of us make better analytical decisions. Some of us are better in art. Some of us are better with pure stats. Like, there's a ton of different ways to think, and a lot of people are good at a lot of different things. So Digital Extremes, have a proper structure in your company. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on over there. It's crazy. Whoever needs to be told not to make these dumb decisions in your company needs to start telling people that. Just, come on, guys. I do this because I love you. Stop making these asinine decisions for no reason. And I'm not even going to be calling out any individual person because I have no individual person to call out. I'm going to be calling out the dev stream as a whole, but that's about it. So, yeah, don't sponsor streamers when your game releases on the most dog shit time. Like, they released it at a good time over Christmas break, and they lost players. You know how pathetic that is? Like, who thought this was a good idea? I want to talk to them and honestly just sit down and have a nice chat, a civil chat, not like this video, because I'm 100% just fucking shit-talking Warframe and Digital Extremes, and they deserve it. They 100% deserve it. They are a multi-million, $100 million game company that releases such a massive game. And honestly, I understand that they have to do updates, but at this point, stop it, guys. Calm down. Just fix your shit. Holy crap. The game is so buggy. Railjack was the buggiest bullshit ever day one release. Like, I spent 30 minutes to an hour trying to play the game, trying to get into a match of Railjack with people. Once I finally got in, it was buggy as hell. Doors wouldn't open, shit wouldn't fix itself, like guns would just teleport all over the place. Oh my god, it was a mess. Things would break constantly and just make the game unplayable. I think for the most part, the bugs at this point, it's bad. Don't worry, it's still kind of bad, but the game is playable. And that is good. But I should not expect a game to be playable patches after the major patch. That's not a good thing, guys. A major patch is always going to be buggy. That is expected. But Warframe level of bugs is even worse. Warframe bugs make the game damn near impossible to play on day one release. That's not a good thing, guys. You need to rethink your content strategy. It's not smart. It's fucking stupid. Stop it. Nobody thinks it's smart. Not a single person, not a single player who played Railjack was like, this was the hype that everyone was talking about. Nah, dude, it's a fucking endless survival. You just do a exterminate. You just do exterminate after exterminate. Oh, and some of the missions have it so that you have to jump out, click some buttons, you know, you go to the console, you hack a console, and then you walk away. Who cares? That's fucking stupid. Like, it's okay, I guess, but it's just exterminate with an optional click button. It's just dumb. I also want to bring up the pay to win. The game was pay to win for a while, instant build item over Christmas. Warframe Railjack released. On release, it had an item that would instantly build your Railjack gear, right? So let's say you have a tier 3 turret, boom, drop 25 platinum, instantly build it, you don't have to waste any resources. It is now out of the game. DE, you guys are money hungry as fuck. Holy shit. They released Railjack like this. They have a massive pay to win. And the amount of pay to win this item gave, it's like 25 platinum to save fucking 5 to 10 hours of grinding. Do you know how ridiculous that is? And they released it over Christmas. And of course, since they released Railjack over Christmas, they released it, did some quick little update patches, and then boom, right? No one works over Christmas. No shit. So they had this entire thing over Christmas. So the number one thing everyone's saying is like, oh, so they're just like money hungry as fuck. Because it's out of the game now. But in hindsight, it was most likely just someone made a dumb decision. Most likely it wasn't malicious, but no, I don't care. That does not matter whatsoever. Like, it was just a bad move, dude. It was a bad move. Thank you for taking that bullshit out, but seriously, you guys really need to start thinking before you do shit like this. Like, you're aware the community is very angry about so many things right now. This is why so many people are making 20-minute videos, 10-minute videos, 5-minute videos, constantly talking about Railjack and how bad certain things are. It's insane. Oh my god. Now, I want to go over the amount of lies we have heard about Railjack. Holy shit. This is what I think the number one problem with dev streams are. You have the devs just talking about what they want out of Railjack and like how, oh my god, Railjack's gonna be so awesome. We're gonna have like so many different map tiles. It's gonna be so dynamic. We're gonna have oh, you're gonna be able to like jump in your Railjack, go to a mission, like jump out of your Railjack, pick people up, shit like that. Oh, they're gonna have sick, epic space battles with your awesome crew working all together. No, here's how Railjack works. You have a pilot, he's always gonna be his pilot. He almost never jumps out. But hey, sometimes he does, why not? You have one dude who usually likes to repair the ship and will never jump off. You have fucking people like me who cannot jump off of the ship because I do not have an invincible Railjack Arcwing. I don't have the Arcwing that has invincibility, so I just can't jump out of the ship. Fuck it, that's an entire part of the game that's essentially lost to me. But now, you know, once you get the intrinsics, you can at least jump out of the ship without a Arcwing. Thank Christ for that, because Jesus Christ, it is so bad. Like, the game's not that exciting. It's just whatever. They just always lied about it. Warframe devs, they have so much ambition that they never realize what they can actually do. That's not okay, guys. It's okay to be ambitious, but it's not okay to be hopelessly ambitious. Like, it doesn't help anybody. You know how many players have zero confidence in your dev team, in your marketing team, in your PR team, your community management team? People don't have any hope for you guys anymore. You've just jerked us around and fucked off so many times. It's insane. Like, you just keep lying to us. You talk about Kuvaliches. You want Kuvaliches to be this sick thing, whereas instead you made it a dumbed down Shadow of Mordor type system where it's like, it's in a state now. I'll give it this. I think Kuvaliches now, hey, they're pretty good, but that's about it. They're just their own thing. It's just something to do in the game yet again. They had these huge ambitions, like, you know, Kuvaliches are going to be so much, they're going to have such a huge game dynamic. No, not really. It's just, you just farm Kuvaliches, that's about it. You just don't. You either want to farm Kuvaliches or you don't. That's it. It has no bearing outside of the game other than, either you want to do it or you don't. Cool, not as dynamic as they said it was, not as consequential as they said it was. It's just, it's okay. So, my God, what are you doing, guys? You have one mission type. You have one mission type, essentially like 1 or 2 map tiles, because the exterminate missions are just all the same bullshit, which is cool space. I'll give them that. Like, obviously space looks cool, but that's all it is. It's just exterminate missions in space. What the fuck? Are you gonna do anything else with Railjack, or is it literally just gonna be exterminates? Because if it's just gonna be exterminates, like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's okay. I don't hate Railjack. I think the gameplay is, in generally, it's okay. It's mediocre. I can't say it's like that great. I think Kuvaliches are pretty good. I think Railjack is okay. Like that, I cannot say it is any better than okay. I would not say it is good, great. I'd say it's mediocre, aka okay. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It passed. Good job, guys. You passed. Oh, and it didn't pass on release. It failed on release. It passes now. Yeah, on release, it failed. 40%, 30%, 20%. Who gives a shit? It was not good on release. Now, a month after release, yeah, it's in an okay state. It's pathetic I have to say that, but hey, here we are. They're probably going to do the same thing with Railjack that they did with Fortuna, that they did with Plains of Eidolon. You know, just don't give a shit about it once they get it into a state that isn't bad. So I hope they at least fix it. Like, just, God, give reason, man. Make it fun. Just give more. This is like a year or two of development in Railjack, and essentially we just got a dumbed down big ship with Borderlands-style drop systems, because items have RNG drops on it, but like, not in like an amazing way. It's just like, oh, it can be 10 higher or 10 lower. But getting to the numbers, who decided any of the numbers in Railjack? First off, who decided the damage? It is not a smart idea if I jump out of the Railjack and my fucking Arcwing gets one shot. Who decided that was a smart idea? Did people, and that's an Earth, by the way. I'm not even beyond Earth because I haven't fucking bothered playing, because who gives a shit? There's no point in playing Railjack. There is now a point because they fixed some of the numbers, but even still, the damage is just dumb bullshit. The enemies had so much armor. Your Railjack did less damage than your Arcwing if you had a fully modded Arcwing at max level. Your best Railjack was weaker than an already best Arcwing, and we have an Arcwing that's invincible. What? Like, does DE just not know? Do they just not? Do they not know the numbers? Do they just say 100? Sounds about right. Like, I just don't even know. Who decides numbers? We've already known, like, we've always known Digital Extremes has been dog shit bad with their numbers. Like, the balance and damage and armor numbers and health, everything like that in this game are fucking bonkers. We have Warframes with 1,000 health that are dealing 1,000,000 damage on strikes. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? That makes no sense whatsoever. We have enemies that can take billions, no, not really, but millions of damage sometimes if you farm them out long enough. There's never any point to get to that point, obviously, but yeah, like, enemies can just take so much damage on your dumbass Warframe with 100 health. Like, none of the damage numbers make sense. They're just off the charts. Off the charts. Off the charts. Insane. Drop rates were also bullshit. Like, mission rewards were essentially this. Wow, I got... it's the equivalent of getting like 50 endo pretty much. It's just nothing. The mission rewards were so bad. Like, what are the drops on that? Now, like, the high tier gear in Railjack, the high tier turrets and whatnot, they have like a sub 10% drop chance. Some of the like stuff that you want to get, it has like under 10%. The best avionics item is a 2% drop rate. Fun fact, on release, the RNG on the turrets and the hull and all of the reactors and everything were so bad that you could get a tier 3 turret, or sorry, a tier 3 anything that was slightly better than a tier 1 anything. Like, the ranges of possible stats were insane. Let's say, for example, you have a tier 1 turret. That'll deal 10 to 20 damage. Possibility, it could deal anywhere from 10 to 20 damage. Then you could have a tier 2 turret. The RNG on that one could say it could do anywhere from fucking 15 to 30 damage. So you could have, statistically, a tier 2 turret worse than a tier 1 turret. Hey, that should never happen. That makes no goddamn sense ever. DE, why did you think that makes sense? I just want to know. I'm just so pissed off, but I'm just curious, man. Why did you think it made sense? Realistically, it was more like this. You have a tier 1 turret that can have a or a damage chance. It can deal 1 damage RNG, or it can deal 20 damage. And that damage is like the damage attached to the turret value. So if you got a bad turret drop, oh, yeah, that turret does 1 damage a hit. Good job. Or hey, or it could do 20, brr, brr, brr. Or you have your tier 2 turret that could do 10 to 50. Or you have your tier 3 turret that could do like 20 to 100. Like, the numbers just don't make sense. You should never have lower tier stuff doing more damage than higher tier stuff. And then the avionics RNG, holy shit, I think like Steve and them were saying that you will not need a fully decked out Railjack with all 100% avionic capacity to have fun and do stuff in Railjack. Hey, guess what, guys? You need a 100% or 100 avionic RNG avionic capacity. Sorry, I'm just spouting words at this point. You need 100 avionic capacity, which is pure RNG, in order to do fun, because Railjacks suck so much. Because the numbers on them are so bad. Just so bad. None of this makes any sense, guys. None of this. Oh, also, they put a cap on intrinsics. So people can't pre-farm intrinsics for, like, the commander intrinsic. And do you know what I say to that? DE? Go fuck yourself. That is an objectively dick move. Hopefully it is either gone by the time this video releases or in a future update, but honestly, what the fuck, guys? Why is that a thing you think's a good idea? Putting resource caps on general resources because, oh, don't want people to be able to get this new intrinsic once it releases. Hey guys, why don't you actually develop things properly and release it all at once? The fact that you're holding intrinsics hostage just doesn't make sense, but I think they're gonna like fix it all. It should be okay. It's just, I don't think the team that decides most of these are that good at their jobs. Like, at this point, I just don't know what to say. It's like, I acknowledge that I'm a pretty whatever YouTuber, but do they acknowledge that they're pretty whatever? Or maybe it's not even them. Maybe the like lower down people at Digital Extremes have great ideas, but the higher ups maybe have awful ideas. And as you may know, the higher up you are, the more power you have. So maybe the higher ups are just ruining the game. I don't know. I don't work for the company. I don't know their internal talks and how they work, right? There's a million possibilities, but the fact is, Railjack sucks. It actively took away from the game, and you guys spent so much money on it. It is possibly, no, it has been the worst major update out of the game ever. Just ever. And honestly, DE, you guys should really think that through. Think why that is. Just go sit in a nice room, have a nice sauna, yoga, hot yoga, whatever. Have a nice relaxing time and just think, why the fuck did they release this game update? Huh. Honestly, that's pretty much all I want to say, because that's all of the notes that I have. I could probably complain for hours on end if I made enough notes, but I'm done for now, guys. I just want to know what you guys think. I got my anger out of this update. I'm probably going to play it right now, to be honest, because I don't hate the update. I just don't think it's that good. So, hey. If you like the video, please subscribe. I really just wanted to complain. I generally make Warframe guide type videos, and you know, because I like guides and I feel like guides are objectively actually helpful, but I just could not make a video complaining about Railjack. Like, it's just get your shit together, guys. Come on. The peak of Warframe was essentially like Plains of Eidolon, Fortuna. New War was essentially the hypest because story. But yeah, those were some of the biggest updates, and they were fun, but Warframe's kind of been going downhill for a while, and this Railjack release, oh my god, did it not help. Luckily, I still have so much to do in the game, and I like the base game, but Railjack is just whatever right now, so yeah. Subscribe, do all that jazz, guys. I'll make more guides, don't worry, I'm not quitting Warframe at all. I just wanted to yell about Railjack, so hey, what's up? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.